My name is Daniel, and this is The Beard and Lens. Today we're going to break down what headshots should cost and why. There are two main groups of people that need headshots: performers and business professionals. If you're a commercial actor, theater actor, Broadway singer, opera singer, or a student studying to be any of the above, you need headshots so casting directors have a face and a look to go with the name on their audition paperwork. It's a part of helping them achieve their overall style of their production. You may be brilliantly talented, but if the character calls for someone like Idris Elba and you're more of a Nathan Lane type, you're not really what they're looking for, and a headshot helps them not waste precious casting time. A headshot also should tell a bit about your demeanor and personality. Some directors will give you an audition just because you look like someone they'd want to spend 12-hour rehearsal days with. Performers need headshots. These days, business professionals are also utilizing pro photographers to capture their image for industry publications, conferences, website content, and even just for LinkedIn. Some of these are super corporate style standard gray white backdrop straight onto camera shot, and some of these are on-site images showing them at work, and some are highly editorial portraits that speak to them as a professional in their field. Talk to any actor who had headshots done in the last 10 to 15 years, and there's a good chance they spent between $1,500 and $2,500 on headshots. I know, it seems a little steep, but digital photography was new and the cost of technology was still high. Nowadays, with amazing technology readily available to the mass public and not just professionals, there's an oversaturation of photographers in virtually every market. Whether it's a guy with camera, i.e. a dude who basically gets into the business to shoot sexy women he'd never have a chance to talk to in any other setting, or undergrad student trying to make a buck on the side, or the soccer mom with a knack for shooting, or the fashion photographer with 15 years in the business. All of them have access to the same gear. There are pluses to choosing a student photographer. They have limited experience and need to learn, ideally hands-on through photo shoots. Their pricing will certainly reflect this, and you can sometimes find them willing to shoot for $150 or sometimes $50 in a home-cooked meal. The work often will reflect this as well. Their bedside manner may not have its groove yet, may not be super comfortable. Their post-production will often be limited or overdone, the technique not quite honed. It's not a bad thing, and I'm not knocking this period in a photographer's life. It's trial by fire, and every shooter out there has gone through it. There are pluses to the part-time photographer as well. They have something that makes up the majority of their time, and they turn their hobby into a side revenue stream. This means their pricing is likely lower than a full-time professional. They're not fully dependent on shooting for their entire income, and you can probably grab headshots for the $200 to $400 range. But with a pro hobby shooter, remember their primary job or lifestyle will take precedence to scheduling, professional development, training, post-production, or the product itself. A full-time professional photographer is often their own boss, shooting quality images and taking care of the entire business on the back end. That business requires overhead. Gear, camera bodies, lenses, strobe lights, steady lights, lighting modifiers, stands, remote triggers, backdrops, backdrop stands, editing computer or two, editing software. And then there's the insurance for that gear. Liability insurance to make sure a client doesn't take away his or her home in a lawsuit. There's overhead for the studio space, cost and processing of filing a sole proprietorship or an LLC, website, domain, hosting, online portfolios, printing, accountant, taxes out of pocket, and then there's their own personal bills. The same stuff you fund with your jobs: rent, utilities, transportation, health insurance, clothing, food. A professional lives on their work, stands by their work, makes sure their work continues to provide more work, and to fund the aforementioned deluge of costs. It also means that if you're a friend, you're not likely to get hooked up. When you choose a full-time professional shooter, they know what it takes to maintain a successful career and the quality work that comes with it. With a pro shooter, you're getting a combination of their training and experience and customer service. They should make you feel comfortable and at home. Many will run occasional specials with mini sessions or seasonal specials in the $500-ish range, but you're more than likely to average between $700 and $900 on a photo shoot. Also expect to be able to pay in literally any currency exchange if possible. I take check, cash, credit card, direct invoicing online, Venmo, PayPal, and even Bitcoin. Most pro shooters have done their due diligence and know what it costs to run their business and therefore how much they need to charge for shoots. This translates to a no haggle policy. When you get a quote, it's likely to be the quote, and they're not likely to change it. The same way you don't haggle for the price of eggs at the grocery store is the same way that the price is based on statistical research for photographers. Hopefully this breaks down the fees and why you're going to spend what you're going to spend. Trust your gut, go with the shooter that makes you the most comfortable and is within your budget. Keep an eye out for the next episode, 4 tips on choosing a photographer. I'm Daniel, and this is The Beard and Lens. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button.